Although tensions between the American colonists and Britain grew during the 1760s and 1770s due to measures such as the Stamp Act of 1765 and the Coercive Acts of 1774, many sought reconciliation rather than independence from Great Britain. But that began to change. In January 1776, Thomas Paine anonymously published a pamphlet called Common Sense, which explained why the American colonies needed to separate from British rule. Unlike the 1774 Declaration and Resolves, which listed specific grievances against Parliament, Paine attacked the institution of the monarchy and its relationship with Great Britain's legislative body. The pamphlet was an immediate and resounding success. But while the general public was enthusiastic about Paine's ideas, many members of the Second Continental Congress, including John Adams, worried that the pamphlet would undermine their previous efforts to reconcile with the British. Nevertheless, the Continental Congress ultimately bent to the will of the people. By the spring of 1776, state assemblies called for American independence and expected their congressional leaders to do the same. Meanwhile, tensions between the British and colonial armies grew, and the Congress knew they would need outside help from England's adversaries, particularly France and Spain, and that could only be achieved by declaring independence. On June 7, 1776, Richard Henry Lee of Virginia introduced a resolution to the Continental Congress calling for the colonies' separation from the British Empire. A committee of 5 Congress members, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Robert Livingston, and Roger Sherman, gathered to draft a document defending the colonies' decision to separate from the British Empire. And Jefferson, the head of the committee, wrote what came to be known as the Declaration of Independence. After incorporating Franklin and Adams' edits, Jefferson presented the Declaration of Independence to the Continental Congress on June 28th, and it was approved on July 4th, 1776, by delegates from 12 of the 13 colonies. After receiving a copy of the Declaration the following week, New York's legislature immediately approved it. Copies of the Declaration were sent to Britain and other world powers shortly thereafter. One glaring omission from the Declaration was slavery. Thomas Jefferson initially blamed King George for keeping an open market where men should be bought and sold. Yet the Congress decided to remove any mention of slavery from the document, fearing loss of support from the southern colonies. Unfortunately, omitting this issue from the Declaration of Independence removed any impetus for using the revolutionary spirit to free the enslaved population, and would ultimately culminate in a bloody 4-year civil war 85 years later. The Declaration of Independence is divided into 3 parts. The introduction and preamble briefly summarize the philosophy behind the colonists' decision to declare independence. This philosophy is based on human rights, which include life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The grievances section states how the king has repeatedly damaged the lives of his colonial subjects. He has restricted their personal, financial, and political power as a means of supporting his goal of tyranny over these states. This leads into a specific list of grievances that includes the king's disregard for colonial legislatures and law and unfair judicial practices. It goes on to condemn the use of British military force in the colonies and the unfair imposition of taxes and trade restrictions. The final section of the document reiterates Congress's disapproval of the king and condemns British citizens for failing to advocate for a better relationship between the British government and its American colonists. It ends with an explicit statement of American independence and the signatures of 56 members of the Continental Congress. The Declaration of Independence wasn't a legal document. Rather, it was a justification of the colony's decision to secede, which was approved unanimously on July 2, 1776, 2 days before the formal document was approved. The grievances were proof that the British government didn't care about its American colonies. In addition to telling the British government exactly what it did wrong, the grievances assured potential allies that the colonies had no intention to reunite with their former ruler. The Declaration was also written to convince American citizens of the need for independence. Although public opinion had shifted in favor of independence, not everyone supported seceding from Great Britain. many colonists remained loyal to the king. The Congress knew the Continental Army didn't have a chance of winning the war if its soldiers didn't believe in the cause they were fighting for. This is why the Declaration attributes Great Britain's misdeeds to the king, not to Parliament. Blaming all the problems on the king was the best way to get the people to support the idea of independence. Colonists who already supported the Patriot cause were encouraged by the Declaration of Independence. Others, most notably the upper class, found fault with the notion that American colonists differed from native Britons. In London, Parliament reacted with a statement calling the Declaration a trivial document issued by disgruntled colonists, while the British press called the colonists ungrateful for all that the British Empire had given them. For his part, King George III had little to say about the Declaration of Independence in public, though he did call the Continental Congress daring and desperate for ending the colony's relationship with Great Britain. The revolutionary fervor that spread throughout the West in the late 18th century was a turning point for many countries. France in particular experienced its own revolution from 1787 to 1799, when a bloody and violent affair ultimately ended with the eradication of the French monarchy. Other foreign leaders were deeply interested in the Declaration, particularly the introduction and preamble's language about inalienable human rights. Throughout the 18th and 19th centuries, dozens of countries, including Venezuela and Vietnam, referred to the Declaration of Independence when forming their own independent countries.